every groomsman slash bridesmaid is going to be giving a speech today. And I think it's a representation of how much love we feel for both Charlie and Chris, and how much love they've given to all of us, and all of us are going to speak. But there's been one thing that I've really been thinking a lot about throughout the past year, kind of being a part of this whirlwind love story. And it's just, how absurd is the concept of love? Like, realistically, like, how absurd is it? You know, like, we're all pretty shitty people. And we all wake up and we look in the mirror and we're like, woo! And then you just kind of like hope, and you kind of have the moment that somebody is gonna look back at that reflection and kind of have a moment and have a time and really love and appreciate that. And the thing that, without a doubt, I've experienced through Chris and Charlie is that acknowledgement and that love through the past year. And there's one conversation specifically that's really stayed with me and has been really inspirational. And it was around the time when Charlie and Chris first got engaged. And I asked them point blank, I just said, you know, why are you guys getting engaged? Why do you even feel this kind of need to be married? And something really, really beautiful was said, and it's something I've thought a lot about for the past few weeks and the past few months. And that statement was, even if we spend 50 more years together, it's not going to be enough. And it's this concept of there is such a deep love and life is so short that no matter how many days or how many years that they get to live together, it's still not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough to kind of quench that love. And that's something that's really, really stayed with me, and I think that's really, really beautiful. And that's something that is inspirational. And I think that's why so many of us here have really felt that this marriage truly is a celebration. And this marriage is a story of love, and it's a story of redemptive love. And I'm glad that I can be a part of it, and I'm glad that both of you guys exist. I'm glad that you guys found each other. Into that, I'd like to raise a glass.
Yeah. You're here.
So I'm Adam. I'm with Chris's groomsman. I knew Ben was really handsome, but I didn't know he was that philosophical. Yes. That was what I got. I've known Chris since our freshman year of college, but I think we really became good friends our sophomore year when we discovered we shared a real passion for film, television, and Old English malt liquor. I know we went to Yale, but it's not as bad as you all think. But since then, we've shared a lot more. We've shared 2 apartments, a house, and 3 pets. And we lived together for 8 years. But I'm not going to do that thing where I tell you all about the weird things that Chris does when you live with him, because A, mine are a lot worse, and Charlie, you know them, right? We can talk about that some other time. But one thing I will say about Chris is he actually can be a little impulsive. I said that we had 3 pets. So when we were both moving out here together, we were on a beach in Santa Monica. We may have had some alcohol in our hands, I can't remember. But he said, hey man, how would you feel about getting a cat? And I said, oh yeah, I grew up with cats, I like cats. Cats are cool. So a couple months later, Chris says, hey, I've done some research, there's a pet adoption going on. Let's go down there and get that cat we talked about. And so we got this amazing cat, we named him MacGyver, we loved him. But Chris, he was good to his word there. So then, a couple months later, Chris says, hey, I think MacGyver is getting a little lonely. My coworker, she had a cat who just had some kittens, so I'm gonna go check out these kittens. And that night, he comes home with a terrified 6-week-old kitten. We named her Bruce Wayne, we love her. And now, Chris is probably trying to think, wait a minute, I know about the 2 cats, but who's the 3rd pet? And I don't know if he remembers this, but cats actually require food. When you go to the pet store, there's other animals there too. And one of those animals was a Siamese fighting fish. And he brought home a Siamese fighting fish that we named Harlow or Tito, I can't remember. Tito, yes. And Tito lived for 5 years, which is a long life for a Siamese fighting fish. And we love that fish. I don't know who took care of him, but somebody did because he lived for a long time. But you know, part of what I've realized about Chris's kind of impulsive side is that it really comes from the fact that he's just a genuine guy. He really, you know, when he says something, he means it. There's no BS there. He is what he presents, and it's a really great quality about him. Because it also speaks to the fact that he's a really kind guy. So, I remember getting a drink with Chris pretty soon after we met Charlie, and all I could hear about was how great this date with Charlie had gone, and how Charlie was just, they had connected, and he was such a nice guy, and they just had so much in common, and he couldn't wait to see him again. I think he may have even been going to see Charlie after our drinks at like 10 o'clock at night. I don't know. My memory's not that good. So anyway, I actually didn't meet Charlie for a while. I think every one of my friends with Chris had met Charlie before then, and all I could hear about was how nice and great Charlie was. I mean, it made me sick. And then I finally meet Charlie. He actually is as nice and great as people have been telling me. And I know he's from the Midwest, and that raises the bar a lot on the nice scale. And so I will actually tell how I know Charlie is really a nice and genuine guy like Chris. A couple months ago, we had a minor disagreement over the designer of a chair. I would have forgotten about this incident entirely, except for the fact that I think this was on a Friday night. We were talking about this designer of a chair's name, and yeah, it was really a spelling dispute. Whether there were 2 or 3 more letters, and you know, again, I would have totally forgotten about this, but I get home, go to sleep like you do on a Friday night. I wake up on Saturday morning, and I've got an email from Charlie. I don't think I'd ever gotten an email from you before. I got an email from Charlie with the correct spelling, acknowledging that I was actually right. Who does that when someone else is right? You're supposed to silently hate them for the rest of your life. No, Charlie was gracious enough to not only like follow up on it, but then also, you know, concede. It was amazing. I really knew that Chris had found someone who was a truly kind soul. But again, I think that you guys have really found the perfect match in each other, because I think you do also share that impulsive side, and it stems from the fact that you're both genuine. I mean, when I heard you guys were going to Copenhagen in November, I thought, who goes to Copenhagen in November? It's kind of an impulsive decision. So when I got an email that said, "Greetings from Copenhagen," I was maybe a little surprised at first to hear that they had gotten engaged, but then I realized that it totally made sense. That they had found the right person to share in their impulsive, genuine, kind adventures together. And I'd like to raise a glass to those qualities in them.